Today we're going to talk about Yemen and we will analyze if it's possible to invest in this country. Probably some of you have never heard about Yemen. Well, this country is located on the Arabian Peninsula in Asia. It limits with Saudi Arabia to the north, to the south with the Aden Gulf, to the east with Oman, and to the west with the Red Sea. Now let's look at some general details. Its official name is the Republic of Yemen since May 22nd of 1990. It has a population of 24.4 million of inhabitants. Its capital is Sana'a, and 99% of the Yemenis are Muslims. Also, the official language is Arabic and the currency is the Yemeni rial. We have just analyzed the most important details. Now we will talk about the general environment. The political environment. Its constitution was promulgated on May 15 of 1991 and has been modified on September of 1994 and February of 2001. It shows a multi-partisan system which is divided into chambers, Senate or the Administrative Council and Representative Chamber. As a benefit for the investment, there 3 new laws have been approved by the Parliament of Customs. In Yemen, exists the General Investment Authority, which promotes investment in the country. Its principal functions are bringing information about all the procedures to constitute a company, integral assistance in the process of acquisition of areas, investor record companies and projects, assistance in the making of the fiscal and customs papers, and the evaluation of the environmental impact of the project, and also it helps in the allocation of possible associates or providers. Now about the technological environment. We can see the items evaluated by the World Economic Forum in its Global Competitiveness Report of 2011 to 2012, and with this information have an idea about Yemen's technology. The items in which Yemen was evaluated were availability of the last technologies. In this item, Yemen has a puntuation of 3.5. Foreign direct investment and technology transfer. In this item, Yemen has a population of 2.7, and internet users, in which Yemen has 10.9% of internet users. The global environment. Even though Yemen doesn't belong to the World Trade Organization, it has different treaties which have been mostly developed with its neighbor. Yemen has preferential agreements with countries that are members of the Gulf Cooperation Council and receive financial support from the World Bank and International Monetary Fund. Also, is member of the Arab Monetary Fund, the Islamic Development Bank, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, and the World Customs Organization. Now the economic environment. This environment it isn't too positive for this country because it is a low-income country that depends on declining oil resources. Yemen has tried to counter the effects of the decrease of its oil resources by the diversification of its economy through an economy reform program started in 2006, which is designed to support non-oil sectors and foreign investment. The most important indicators for our analysis are gross domestic product. The gross domestic product in 2009 was about $25.131 million, and in 2010 was $30.70 million, and is expected to be in 2011 as $36.7 million, but according to the newspaper Yemen Times, it has been a loss of approximately 31% of the GDP due to the outbreak of political and social problems since late January of 2011. About the inflation rate in 2007 was 7.91%, but in 2008, because of the war crisis, it increased to 18.98%, but in 2009 and in 2010, it decreased. Lately, all the prices have been increased due to the lack of basic products like oil. The demographic environment. About the population. The population in Yemen has been increased and is planning a much larger increase. For example, in 2012, we have approximately 25 million of people, and it's expected to be in 2030, 30 million of people. About the age structure. The population of men and women are almost the same, and most of them are below 15 years. Now, in relation to the terrestrial transport, this country has 71,000 kilometers of paved and unpaved roads. About the air transport, the country is connected by 8 international airports that feed 70 airlines which span the globe. In order to determine how we can invest in Yemen, whether buying a company or creating a new one, we have to take a look at doingbusiness.com. In the period of 2011 to 2012, for the first time doing business include Yemen, and this study of competitiveness and facility to do business evaluate using these guidelines: starting a business, management of building permits, registering property, getting credit, protecting investors, paying taxes, enforcing contracts. Now, about this graphic is about how long takes starting a business. In Yemen, as we see, is located in the 66th place. About property registration, Yemen is located in the 55th place. And about protection to investment, Yemen is located in the 133rd place, which means that for the many companies that are developed in Yemen, analyzing the data, statistics, and habits, 2 industries has been chosen. Now we are going to evaluate each one of them. Agriculture industry. The agriculture production is the principal contributor to Yemen's economy, presenting investors with the highest potential to develop in the Arabian Peninsula, explaining the 20% of the GDP and the 58% of employment. The agricultural sector of Yemen enjoys the advantage of great amount of work. The main products that Yemen exports are cereals, vegetables, commercial agriculture, and fruits. For example, milk, eggs, fishes, bananas, wheat bran, dry onions, and green coffee. About the tourist industry. As we see on the graphic, the tourist industry has increased until 2010. However, since 2011, the situation changed due to a social conflict in Yemen, both by the terrorist group Al-Qaeda as the South group leading the marches against President Saleh. The touristic sector, even though it has a lot of potential, has fallen down on the last year because of the insecurity that the country offers to tourists. There are many projects that in case of improvements of the political situation, it will increase the participation of this industry on the GDP. About the percentage of tourists by country. As we see, the majority of international tourists are from the Middle East. Also, the number of national and international tourists are almost the same. Now, this industry has approximately 35 travel agencies, which stand out as travel agencies: Abu Taleb Group Yata, Arabian Horizon Tours, and Eternal Yemen Agency, which have a cost strategy as the national tourist doesn't have enough purchasing power. Finally, as a result, Yemen has 2 sectors that are attractive for investment. However, because of the unstable political environment, it is advisable to wait for the state to end this uncertainty. Therefore, it is recommended to be aware of how solutions are given and wait until things calm down. This is Jem.